feels like the time is right for me to make an expression. Oh, I love you, I need you, I don't want to leave you guessing. So, will you be my friend? Will you stand by me till the end?
Hey everyone, welcome back inside my real kitchen. Thanks for joining me again. Sorry I didn't have a video last week, but I did work on a recipe extensively and hopefully we'll be ready to post a little vlog about it in the future. Now today is a special video for me because I've decided to make a dedication cake to my friend Jacqui Stavis, who died a year ago this weekend. Something that happened right after she died. I had a conversation with someone right after she died, and they asked me what I was doing, and I said, I'm cooking. I've just been cooking. And this was the day after, if not the same day. It, kind of blends together. I was making a god-awful dry blueberry gluten-free coffee cake, and I was also making coconut braised collard greens with fish sauce and rice. That was delicious. Anyway, I told this person that I was just cooking. I had been cooking all day, and they said, well, that's one way to cope with it. And that stuck with me for a really long time. It didn't feel very good. Although it was reiterated in the conversation that it was also a good way to cope with it. For some reason, coping has a negative connotation in my mind, and I think that has a lot to do with the idea of coping mechanisms. And I think that cooking is a good way to cope. But I don't just cook to cope. I cook to express myself, and I cook to care for other people, to nourish myself. I cook to share. So it is good, and I want to make an expression of my love and how much I miss my friend today. So I'm going to make a cake for this beautiful soul, Jacqui Stavis. I've made her 2 personal cakes in the past, each for her birthday. The first one was a flourless chocolate cake with blackberries, and the second was a red fruit tart. So I did a graham cracker crust, I did a coconut and lime custard, and then I covered the top in red fruit. So we had plums and cherries, we had raspberries, I had strawberries, and then it had a little bit of glaze. It was really delicious. I've been thinking about what kind of cake I would make for a little while. Like, what would she like? What would she want? And I can't think of anything, or I couldn't. I have thought of something now. And it has a lot to do with using what I have available and what I think she might like. So I'm going to make a carrot and banana cake with sunflower seeds. And I'm going to layer it with a little bit of whipped honey butter and top it with some chocolate ganache. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a decadent but not too sweet tribute to one of the sweetest souls I've ever known. So the first thing that I have to do is get my cake batter together. This is going to be a vegetable cake, so it's going to be with eggs and olive oil. I'm going to use agave syrup instead of sugar, and it's going to be flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and the carrots I'm going to grate and roast ahead of time. That way their moisture doesn't interfere with the mix of the actual cake, and I'll be able to deepen their flavor just a little bit. Now I'm not sweetening this cake very much because I have 2 beautifully overripe bananas that I would like to put in there. It's a heart, kind of. All right, so that's the cake. I'm gonna time lapse these processes because I'm emotional and they kind of take a little while. I'm not using a recipe and I'm not going to use measurements, so here's hoping it comes out. After 30 minutes in the oven, I think our cake is done baking. Oh, yes. But let's be sure. Nope. Still wet just at the very end. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is whip up our honey butter. We're gonna take 1 pound of butter and roughly half a cup of honey and whip them together until it is the whitest, lightest, fluffiest, airiest honey you've ever tasted. This soft, delicate honey buttercream is absolutely to die for. I just kept whipping this butter, soft butter, until it became clouds. And look at all the volume I gained. Oh. I can't wait for our cake to come out and cool so that we can put this in between it. Buttercream delicious. Sounds like our cake is ready to come out of the oven. So this baked for a total of 50 minutes now. And I hope it's done, because I don't want it to have too crisp a crust on it, which it already seems to have. But it smells delicious. Let's see. And it came out clean. So glad. Okay, now this cake has to cool completely. And then we're gonna slice it into 3 layers. We're gonna fill it with our beautiful whipped honey buttercream. And we're gonna put a light layer around the outside. Then we're gonna chill it again and put chocolate ganache over the top. Oh, it smells good. I can smell the banana. Alright, beautiful Sunday morning, and our dedication cake is finally finished. So it's time for the reveal. The first slice here comes. Very nice. Is for Jackie, along with a little chocolatey brownie I made yesterday. The second slice. These are funny shaped slices coming out of a heart cake. It's for me. The ganache is very nice. And let's have a taste. Make sure we get a little bit of everything in there. Some buttercream, some ganache, and cake, of course. The cake is moist, it's subtly sweet, but you really wouldn't know how little sugar is in it. Oh, I love that buttercream. Thanks so much for watching my dedication video, and this one's for you, Jackie. We miss you.